All right, aloha and welcome to Own the Outcome podcast. My name is Tyler Devereaux, and this is season 2. And man, I'm excited for season 2. And I want to start with a quote about challenges. And I love this quote. Okay, I got this from Gray. So Gray is my yoga instructor out in Maui. So shout out to Gray. This dude is, any of you who have been to Peak Partnership and come to the yoga session that we do there, this is Gray, man. You all know Gray. You all know the genius behind this dude. I love him. So here's his quote. He says, challenges come so that we can grow and be prepared for the things that we aren't equipped to handle in the moment. When we face challenges with faith, prepared to learn, willing to make changes, and if necessary, to let go, we are demanding that our power be turned on. He said this in the middle of a yoga session one day, like, holy shit. So my biggest takeaways from this, faith. First off, what does faith mean, man? Faith means projecting the best case scenario into the future. So when we're coming up against a challenge, right, what if we were to just project the best case scenario into the future? Think about what fear is the opposite of that. Fear is projecting the worst case scenario. So what if we just caught ourselves in error in thinking, a little Dallas Pruitt principle for those of you who listen to the gold that Dallas drips on a daily basis, catch ourselves in error in thinking, and instead of projecting the worst case, just have enough faith to project the best case scenario. And then throughout the journey, throughout the challenge, just be prepared to learn. Remember, ask yourself, how is God's hand in this? How is this making me better? How is this preparing me? And then be willing to change or let go. I love that he said let go too. Sometimes we just gotta let go of things that are no longer serving in our life. And just remember that we can change, man, and change is synonymous with growth. And then the last one that he said is demanding that your power be turned on. The world needs your power. I'm gonna repeat that. The world needs your power. You, who's listening to this right now, the world needs your power. So listen, the quote might be about challenges, but today is about execution. Today I'm gonna show you principles and things that are stopping you from executing. See, if you're not moving in the direction that you want, it's because you're not executing. And I know the lack of execution comes down to 3 things. Number 1 is belief. My number 1 goal of any event that I do, of really anything that I do, is I want to enhance belief. I want to enhance belief. Because I know, man, that if you enhance your belief, you will take the actions, you'll take the actions that match the belief. So if your belief is limited, your actions will be limited, your results will also be limited, and then guess what? Your belief will also be then confirmed that it should be limited. They believe they can't. People believe they can't. People who are not executing, right? They believe they can't. They believe it will be too hard. They believe that, sometimes they believe that it'll be too easy. And so then when they get knocked on their ass, when it's not easy, oh man, they stay there, right? Believing is huge. They believe that the timing isn't ideal. We've been trained to only take action when the timing is ideal, which is why their life never is ideal, because the timing is never ideal. See, the most successful people that I've studied believe different things, right? And they're able to take action, execute, even when the timing isn't ideal. Because listen, the timing is never ideal. It will never be ideal, which means your life will never be ideal. You have to train yourself to take action, especially when the timing isn't ideal. But that comes down with belief, because what if you just believe that you can do it? You believe that it's gonna be hard and the hard is good. What if you just believe that hard is actually good? That's a great thing. What if you just thrived in that? What if you believed that there's gonna be challenges, so you just got the help that you need to overcome them? Whether that be the help through the mindset, the help through the coaching, the mentorship, help through whatever it is that you need help with. What if you just decided to get that help? And then what if you actually believe that the timing is ideal? Right now. The timing is, it's right now. I believe that that's what helped me in the beginning of my journey and continues to help me along the journey, is that it's right now. Oh man, I sell myself on it every single day, right now. This is why I'm doing this, because this is what it's gonna get me to, right? The timing is ideal right now, which leads me to number 2, which is focus. So number 1 reason that people are not executing the level they should, belief. Number 2 is focus. Focus breeds urgency, and urgency is energy. Paxton had a soccer game recently, And he had a lack of urgency in the soccer game. See, we get to the soccer game and we realized that, well, we didn't bring the right jersey. And we didn't bring the right jersey because we didn't have the right jersey. His team has 17 jerseys. It's unbelievable. Soccer out here in Florida is pretty incredible. But he has a bunch of jerseys. We brought the wrong jersey because we actually didn't even have the correct jersey. First, who cares, right? But Paxton's energy and his urgency suffered. Why? Well, because he had the wrong jersey. Once again, the conditions weren't ideal. The conditions weren't ideal, and he was focused more on that than on, well, what he wanted to actually achieve, what he wanted to actually do. So his urgency lacked. Once again, focus breeds urgency, and urgency is energy. Focus is the ultimate power. I'm going to repeat that. Focus. Your focus is the ultimate power. Unfocused energy, here's what happens. Okay, if you don't direct your focus, see what we focus on, we find, but if you don't direct your focus, it'll by default be redirected for you by default into one of these three areas. And listen, if you're driving, pull over, take notes. If you're sitting down, you better already be taking notes. But I'm just going to tell you, if you understand what happens to you when you don't direct your energy, you'll be able to recognize what's happening to you, well, when you don't direct your energy. Because your energy, your focus, if you will be redirected for you into one of these three areas. Number one is fear and pain. Fear and pain. We're obsessed with it. We are so great at visualizing, well, man, what we fear and what brings us pain. The worst case scenario. So unfocused energy, fear and pain. Think about gossip. Think about complaining. Sometimes we just by default fall into this trap, drift into this trap. And how is that? Why is that? Well, it's because you didn't direct your focus. And if you don't direct your focus, well, then it'll be, once again, redirected for you by default in one of these three areas. Number one is fear and pain. Number two is immediate pleasure. Immediate pleasure, that could be drugs, that could be sex, that could be, sitting down to binge on Netflix, that could be scrolling endlessly on social media. So it could be negative things, right? But it could also be something that's pretty neutral, like something that you're already good at. For example, let's say that you're going to go pursue something meaningful, or you have a project that you need to get done. Well, let me give you an example of this. I am great at cleaning an organization. I am OCD, and I can clean and organize like a son of a bitch. So I'll come to my office, I'll have these things that I need to get done, these things that I need to focus on. But because I don't direct my focus, because I don't tap into that ultimate power, it's redirected for me. And I'm like, you know what? I think it would make more sense if I just hurried and cleaned and reorganized my entire office. And then I'm 5 hours in, the office looks fantastic, but my execution is dog shit. And don't tell me that you haven't done that before. I freaking know you have. We let ourselves drift back into something that we're already good at. That's why people stay stuck in their jobs, in their lives, fucking forever, is because they don't direct their focus to what they want. So once again, if you don't direct your focus to what you want, it gets redirected for you into one of three areas: fear, pain, immediate pleasure, number two, and number three is other people's problems and concerns. Other people's problems and concerns. Man, you're so busy, so focused on other shit that people are throwing your way that you're not focused on the things that you need to. It could also be other people's perspectives about you. If you're pursuing anything meaningful, anything great, there's going to be people who don't believe in you. There's going to be people who doubt you. There's going to be people that talk shit about you. There's also going to be a lot of people who have not even thinking of you at all because their focus is being redirected elsewhere. See, if you don't direct your focus, by default, it'll be directed by fear, pain, immediate pleasure, or other people who are directing your focus for you. All of those things are what we call drifting. And if you've never read Outwitting the Devil, which is Napoleon Hill's book, it's probably one of my favorite books that I've ever read. He talks about drifting. Definiteness versus drifting. Definiteness, do you know what that is? That's focus. That's power. Drifting, well, that's how the devil takes you down a slippery slope into mediocrity and, well, pain, fear, pleasure. You get it, okay? So listen, how do we direct our focus? How do we direct our focus? That's what I want to weaponize you with. And I'm going to tell you that these three questions that I'm about to share with you, have the opportunity to absolutely change your life. What is up, y'all? Listen, if this podcast has brought joy or value at some point as you're listening to it, we would love it if you would be so kind as to leave us a review down below. That is how we keep this thing moving and finding individuals just like you to pour value into. Now let's get back to the show. They'll bring you more purpose, more focus, more joy, more results, more focus, more focus. And once again, focus is the ultimate power. These are the three most critical questions you can ask in any situation. Number one, and they're linear, by the way. You'll see as we go through this, most people get stuck in number three. Number three, without truly identifying one and two. Question number one is, what do you want? What do you want? So I apply this to more areas than I could even begin to tell you. For example, parenting. Paxton at his soccer game, when he is so hung up and focused on that the conditions aren't ideal because he has a different shade of jersey than the rest of the team. And because of that, the world's about to end. So I ask him, Paxton, take a big deep breath first. What do you want, buddy? What do you want? What do you want from your game today? Well, I want to score a goal. Paxton, say it with your chest, little buddy. What do you want? I want to score a goal. Okay. Think about how powerful that is already. Something that is measurable, something that is attainable, something that is directing our focus towards, well, man, what we actually want instead of all this distracting stuff, right? These questions apply in every area of your life. If I'm going to go take a walk with Marley or Paxton or spend time with anybody, I'm going to ask these three questions. What do I want? On this walk, what do I want? I want to connect with Marley. I want to make sure that she knows she's the most important little girl in my entire life. Why do I want that? Which is question number two, which is why? Why do you want that? Why do I want to connect with Marley and let her know that she's the most important person in my life? Because that'll give her confidence. And she'll know that she's loved. And I believe love is a superpower. And when you know you're loved, there's a lot of things you can do, a lot of things you can get through. So Paxton, back to Paxton. What did he want? He wanted to score a goal. Why did he want it? I said, Paxton, why do you want to score a goal? He says, to help my team. So listen, what do you want? Why do you want it? In your life, man, when you feel in disarray, when you feel like you're drifting, when you feel like the world's coming at you a million fucking miles an hour, bring it down into these three questions, once again, that are linear. Number one, what do you want? Number two, what do you want it? Paxton wanted to score a goal. Why? So he could help his team. So I said, okay, buddy, how will you get that? In other words, what do you need to focus on to get it? You want a goal, that's what you want to just score a goal, that's what we want to focus on. Why do you want it to help your team? Now you need to focus on the things that you need to do, the actionables that you need to take, to execute on, if you will, to get the outcome that you desire. So how are you going to get it? And that's, once again, that's question number three. How will you get it? Number one, what do you want? Number two, why do you want it? Number three, how will you get it? Are you going to get that by worrying about your jersey color? The answer is no. It's no. You're going to get it by focusing on the little things that you can do to help your team, to put you in a position, to hustle, urgency. Once again, focus is urgency. It's urgency. If you don't have urgency in your life, it's because you have no focus in your life. See, but here's the thing, man. What about you? What do you want? Why do you want it? And how are you going to get there? Are you going to get there by staying comfortable and waiting until shit's ideal? Or are you going to get it by actually stretching yourself and being success conscious? What do you want? I want you to really drill this home, man. In my investment company, as an example, I answer these same three questions. What do I want? Essentially, what do I want? What do we actually buy? The what, the why, the how. What do we buy? And like, meaning what type of asset class, what type of unit count, what grade of the property? And then, man, why do we buy that thing? Why? What are the compelling reasons behind why we buy that property? That is, by the way, how you raise more capital. That is how it's purpose. The why and the what, this is the purpose behind what you do, man. It's not this pref, this return, that split, this split. It's we buy this, and this is why we buy it, and this is how we do it. Most people get stuck in number three, the how, and they never identify the what and the why. For example, what do you want in your life? Why do you want it? And is the how that you're doing right now, the shit that you're executing on right now, is it getting you there? If not, it's probably because you're focused on the wrong things. Probably because you're allowing someone or something to naturally, by default, redirect your focus for you. You have to direct your focus. And if you don't know what to direct your focus on, just bring it down to those three questions, man. The what, the why, the how. And I'm telling you, that will, when I get on a call with an investor, a phone call with an investor, what does this person want? Why do they want it? Okay, how can we help them get it? When I do this podcast, what do I want? Man, I want to enhance your belief. I want to help you understand how to execute at a high level no matter what's going on around you. I want to help you understand how to own your outcome. Why? Because I believe it's my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to overcome challenges, to help you or others be able to get through them quicker. It took me a long time to understand the what, the why, the how. And if you can understand this right now, no matter what your age, man, you'll be able to achieve more. You'll be able to have more purpose, have more joy, have more results. Once again, because you're focused. What do you want? Why do you want it? How will you get there? If you take the time to identify those in your life, lots of things are possible. Anything is possible. Number 3 is ownership. Surprise, surprise. Own the outcome. Number 3 is ownership. There's a big difference between if I can't, I fucking must. If I can't, I must. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to focus on the shit that I can control, the things that I can own, the things that I can do, because I believe that I can do them. Right? Versus if I can't, I must. Versus I can't because of X, Y, Z, them, this, that. Man, did you ever notice how quick people are to blame shit? To blame when things don't go right. To blame and play the victim instead of taking ownership. Those people aren't inspiring. Those people aren't associated. Those people aren't associated. They're not people I associate with, is what I'm trying to say. I don't feel bad for them either. They choose to be the victim and they can choose to change. These are also people who are not listening to this podcast because they would have probably unsubscribed a long time ago and definitely not listened this far into the episode. Well, because something probably offended them, because they're the victim of circumstance instead of the creator of circumstance. It's ownership. You want to think bigger, you want to live better, then you got to quit playing small, man. And you quit playing small, you quit that, you stop that by choosing to play big. And you choose to play big by taking ownership of your life, man, owning your outcome. No matter what, it's up to you, because if you can't, you must, man. That's how you're wired. That's who you are. So listen, if you're not executing the level that you want to, enhance your belief. Enhance your belief. What if you just believed in you, man? You deserve everything that you're pursuing. You deserve it. Believe in you. Believe that it's possible. Number 2, then direct your focus. Direct your focus on the shit that's going to get you there. Identify what you want. Why you want it. That why is going to push you through anyhow. If your why is strong enough, you'll be able to get through anyhow. Those 3 questions, right? The what, the why, the how. Dial them in. Dial in your focus. Then number 3, take ownership of the journey and own your outcome. My friends, welcome to season 2 of Own the Outcome. We're about to light this motherfucker on fire. Let's go. Peace.